I was considering not making this video, but I thought it would be important. I'm going to try to do this for every major park or region I get to this year. For example, I'm going to rank all of the roller coasters at Michigan's Adventure, all of Wisconsin major roller coasters, and more. With that said, let's get into the ranking. In last place for this video is Boomerang. I'll just say that this ride is not bad. I enjoyed getting dizzy from the backwards inversions. Even doing them forwards was kind of intense. I also thought that this ride was pretty smooth, which is apparently uncommon for Vekoma boomerangs. It was nice of Worlds of Fun to dress up the setting for this ride. I wouldn't say it was themed, but it did look nice. Even though this ride is a clone, I liked it as much as the one at Elitch Gardens. Taking 5th place is Spinning Dragons. This ride is just a basic spinning coaster. I did get a slightly off-balance train with the two heaviest people, including me, on one side, so I did get some decent spinning. I even got some airtime while spinning on one of the drops in the finale. This ride doesn't have the most exciting layout, but the spinning I got made it a little disorienting. In the 4th spot is Zambezi Zinger. This ride was exactly what I expected. I didn't get too much airtime, but I knew airtime wasn't this ride's main focus. But it still could have been a little stronger. I found the standout elements to be the rapid switchback turns. They weren't as forceful as those on Maverick, but they did surprise me. I've heard that the transitions from the Titan track to the wooden track are quite jarring, but they didn't bother me as much. I also heard bad things about the trains, but they didn't bother me as much as well. The restraints were fine. I didn't mind their comfort. Even though I didn't mind the restraints, I was shocked at how tight I was in the seats. I felt quite cramped in there. Other than that, I thought the ride was passable. Overall, this ride is a great fit for this park with its good theming and ride experience. Taking the bronze medal is Prowler. In short, I think this ride has a great layout, but it was running super slowly. There were some moments where I was expecting airtime, but I didn't get any. There were some good airtime pops, but not as much as there could have been. Like Zambezi Zinger, the Titan track didn't bother me, and there was less of it, so it did have more of a wooden coaster feel. The wooden track was also kind of smooth. I'd say it was on the same level as the wooden track on Zambezi Zinger, which is weird because this ride's over a decade older. This ride may run closely to a bottom tier GCI, but it does land solidly near my top 25. Taking 2nd place is Patriot. This is just a fun ride. The drop may not be super forceful, but my stomach somehow dropped every time I experienced it. The following elements weren't particularly snappy like the other B&M inverts I've experienced, but they flowed really well and were still very enjoyable. Even though this ride isn't too snappy, the positives were still packing. The loop and helices almost made my feet go numb with their sheer force. Even though this ride has a bottom tier B&M invert, it's still a fun ride that I'll want to re-ride every time I go back to Worlds of Fun. Taking the gold medal by a long shot is Mamba. This ride is everything Wild Thing should have been. I know I've said that about Magnum XL 200, but it's even more the case with this ride because it essentially has the same layout. The first drop and airtime hill on this ride are very nice with perfect floater airtime. The helix, though, is where things severely improve. After the step up, this ride immediately goes into a low helix with positives that made me gray out a couple of times, which is a huge improvement over Wild Thing having a high turn that doesn't do anything. Finally, the finale turns my least favorite part of Wild Thing into my favorite part of this ride. All of the airtime pops are strong and sustained, very much unlike Wild Thing. Overall, this ride is the most consistent traditional hypercoaster I've ridden, with all of its airtime pops being filled with great floater airtime and the positives being really strong. This ride dominates the other traditional hypers I've ridden and lands in my number 4 overall spot. That will conclude my ranking for this park. Obviously, I didn't get on Timberwolf or Cosmic Coaster, but that's alright. I didn't care about missing those credits. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll see you in the next one.